I consider that studying is the best form of relaxation. I am Andrei. I am sure that student years should be rich in events and emotions. You're watching the Think Big program on where to study in Ukraine. It also tells how to spend one's student years in a cool way. For several years, it has topped the rating of Ukrainian universities, and I will reveal its unique academic achievements for you. Being the most requested Ukrainian university in Google, I will find out in what way its student life is unique. Lo and behold, it's the Kyiv Polytechnic Institute. Here is this library. This is the largest student library in Ukraine. Just imagine, it offers visitors approximately 3 million books. The world is spinning on its axis. This was proven by the focal pendulum, which swings in the library's main hall. Besides the pendulum, I also discovered electronic cards in the library. Now any student can order all the necessary literature without leaving home by just filling in the appropriate forms. Also, the internet allows one to track the status of your order, whether the book is free or not, and it's very convenient. Also, a single window allows you to get the necessary book without searching for it on different floors of the library. So it's a huge room with 1,500 seats for self-learning. 1,500 seats? At some point, all library visitors go through this room and take their seats in the Center of Culture and Arts. The KPI CCA is considered to be the largest student cultural center in Ukraine. The CCA hosts all students involved in arts and self-development in their free time. The CCA has 2 vocal studios, 2 theaters and 5 dance sections. Both newcomers and more experienced artists can find themselves here. About 3,000 students and teachers are engaged in amateur art groups. Not only KPI students can visit the center. The KPI CCA equipment allows for holding full-blown live concerts. It also hosts a dozen art groups. The most famous is the Ihor Sikorsky National Academic Capella Choir. Like the university, its library recently celebrated its 120th anniversary. The structure has an area of 13,000 square meters and consists of 15 reading rooms. The library fund has almost 3 million books in its 7 book storage rooms. It's no secret that any literature can be found on the internet. Do you often visit this library? Of course. You see, Andrei, that people come to the library to study and learn. It is unlikely that the library can be as popular as the Center of Culture and Arts. But in the middle of autumn, the CCA is the best on the university campus. The most popular student amateur movement is, of course, the television show called League of Laughter. All teams show their pieces, and editors watch them, adding or changing something. The KPI League of Laughter games meet the rules of the All-Ukrainian League of Laughter. Everything starts with a festival in which any team can take part, but it depends on the coach's choice. Among coaches are famous KPI graduates who have a basic sense of humor. Can you tell us, please, how does this all happen? How do you write scripts? How the rehearsals take place? And to what extent are you involved in this process? The teams have decided that if we chose them, it's up for us to write everything for them and search props. But we said no. So they had to write and search everything by themselves. That's why they reached the finals. Who knows, if I helped them, maybe they wouldn't have reached the finals, like the teams of other coaches who helped them. And now everyone is knocked out. In general, KPI is very cool. Why have you decided to compete in League of Laughter? It's all cool, student years, active life, lots of friends, many new connections, a rich experience. It's cool in general. Thanks and good luck tomorrow. Serhiy, I hope that you now have no doubt that League of Laughter is a must. There is literally a Homeric laughter coming from one of the dressing rooms. Let's check it out. Oh, hello. It appears I'm just in time. Can you tell us, please, what is going on? We're getting ready for the game. We're the vegetable stew. We're feeding off vitamins. My close friend collects jokes about nerds. Do you know any? No, we don't. Serhiy, you are so unpopular that no one is even joking about you. Student amateur performances foster the spirit, make students more confident, and turn boys into men and girls into women. Well, in short, here you can find friends and like-minded people. This movement really unites young people. Welding is a profession that unites. What could be easier than finding low-voltage power supply with a strong current and an electrode, of course. The arc discharge converts electrical energy into heat energy. In fact, this requires from 4 to 6 years of study. The basis of their study is wide knowledge of physics, mathematics, chemistry, and other fundamental sciences.
Стосовно математики, фізики, хімії, інших фундаментальних наук, і лише після оволодіння студентами саме базовими дисциплінами фундаментальними, ми можемо переходити до технологій зварювання.
The faculty and later department were founded by Yevhen Paton over 70 years ago. He was the person who actually invented welding. Today, more than 150 forms and methods of welding are known, among which the main ones are melting materials and combining materials in a solid state. Its future graduates learn numerous subtypes of technology, arc, flux and gas metal arc welding, and so on. It also has its own know-how, a 3D welding printer that welds a 3mm figure in a matter of 35 seconds. I'm wearing sports clothes for a reason. KPI has great exercise facilities. Picture this: 2 football fields, a rugby pitch, a big roofed sports facility with 8 halls, 2 pools and 2 saunas on top of that. It's morning, and this place is a bit empty. But after lunch, students go to the swimming pool in droves. All because KPI students can visit a pool free of charge, at least once a week. It's one of the few pools in Kyiv that has a diving tower, 3, 5, 7 and 10 meters. Athletes compete here, pretty high. I remember when I was a kid, I had training sessions here, and we used to beg the coach to let us dive from the towers for several minutes at the end of the session. I'm not doing this now because I forgot to take my swimming trunks. Of course, various competitions are held in this nice and big pool, like in different types of swimming and water polo. KPI even has its own team. Overall, 17 sports teams represent the Kyiv Polytechnic Institute. The most famous of them are the football and rugby teams. The institute's chess team is intended for those who like quiet competitions. Those who respect accuracy can join the institute's archery team.
Что еще есть?
All in all, KPI has got 17 sports teams and 18 sports sections. Among them, chess, orienteering, archery, volleyball, football, futsal, and basketball.
Футбол, футзал и баскетбол.
The KPI Sports Complex has all conditions not only for physical education, but for focused honing skills in 18 sports sections. There is no need to join the national team. But of course, welding is more spectacular than sport. It overshadows everything. And the main question: what welding technologies are used in the world today? I was ready for such questions, but let Professor Kvasnitsky answer it. The most interesting in the world are hybrid welding technologies, when several heat sources work in a welding bath. It's clear that this process takes a long time to learn. It's really cool that the department cooperates with institutions abroad. For example, senior students can study under the program of the International Welding Institute in 67 countries. According to the only welding department in Ukraine, there are no Nobel laureates among welders, but students regularly use their developments, which are quite convincing. I wonder what important field is Andrei currently involved in. In search of something more unique about student life at KPI, I sit on the KPI campus. And for a good reason. I realize that it is very comfortable and in some places resembles a campus shown in some American or European films. Think of it. In 1898, when the foundation stone was laid for the main building of the KPI, this area was a suburb of Kyiv. A park was laid out here, and about this incredible structure was built here in 3 years. Almost half of the money for the creation of the KPI was donated back then by caring citizens. Here among them Tereshchenko, Brodsky, Epstein, mostly wealthy citizens, and for some reason mainly sugar manufacturers, sort of crowdfunding. While despite the pragmatic goal of building the university, its first building was made in the best architectural traditions of the time. Check out the interior design, the attention to detail. All these little things create the impression of a close secret society for the chosen ones. This student fraternity could hang out at the Alma Mater Club, which was created specifically to hold informal meetings, and moreover, graduates of the KPI are gathering there. A staircase leads up from the club, which at first glance seems inconvenient and uninteresting, but in fact it is legendary. The staircase is called Mendeleev stairs because, according to legend, Dmitry Mendeleev was the first to use them. Having climbed the Mendeleev stairs, we find ourselves in a large, beautiful, like a wedding cake, solemn hall of Academic Council. Here not only members of the Academic Council meet, but famous guests are often invited to speak to the students. Dear students, let me speak from the deep of my heart in English. Just recently, Nobel laureates have spoken here. But the most interesting thing is that after the Second World War, there was a gym here. Both teachers and students found old blueprints and photos, and practically independently, they restored it in the form in which it is originally. This is just awesome. Watching the next program. Serhiy is getting in contact with the orbit. Satellite. Andrei is trying to steal a race car. In 5 seconds. Time. Serhiy wants to sell his idea. Recycling of plastic waste using solar energy. Andrei is trying to find friends in the Telegram. Please turn up.